Cross-examination of Sgt Batho Mogola in the Senzo Meyiwa Murder Trial continues in the Pretoria High Court this morning. Yesterday, the court heard a statement by Senzo Meyiwa's brother on what allegedly happened on the night the soccer star was killed. The statement revealed that Orlando Pirates boss Irvin Khoza told Sifiso Meyiwa that his brother was not shot by intruders, but he was allegedly shot by Longwe Twala. This after Adv Thulani Mngomezulu, who is representing accused number 1, Muzi Sibiya, accused Mogola of fabricating the evidence against the suspects. Meyiwa was shot and killed in 2014, and 5 men are on trial for his murder. And Linda Mnisi has been watching this all very closely and joins me just to tell us what we can likely expect today. Yeah. So yesterday was one of those days where, you know, it was just a soundbite festival, effectively, but on a more serious note. There were quite serious scenarios that were put to the witnesses, and also, you know, the intense scrutiny on the testimony of Sgt Mogola. So just talk to us yesterday. It was quite serious to accuse, you know, a sergeant and the investigating team of being involved in a cover-up and of cooking the investigation.
Yeah, that in fact was put to the investigating officer, Sgt Mogola, and it's because the defense is of a different view about what exactly happened the night that Senzo Meyiwa was killed. What they are saying and putting to the witness is that what you've been telling the court is nothing but a fabrication and a cover-up by police to protect someone else. We've got a different version as to what happened, and we've got witnesses that will tell the court that in fact on the night that Senzo Meyiwa was killed, there were no intruders in that house. He died while trying to break up a fight between Zandi Khumalo, who's the sister of Kelly Khumalo, and her boyfriend Longwe Twala. And the gun that was used in that particular altercation was not a 9mm as you've told the court. It was in fact a revolver. So what they then tried to do in support of the initial statement that there were no intruders, they drew a statement that comes from a separate docket, a docket that is not before a court of law, a docket that has been put on hold pending the outcomes of the one that is currently in the Pretoria High Court. That's docket 375. You'll remember it lists the people that were in the house as the suspects, and they say Sifiso Meyiwa, who's the brother of Senzo Meyiwa, deposed a statement saying that he was told by Irvin Khoza that Senzo Meyiwa was not shot by intruders. He was in fact shot during an altercation. They also go back to a statement that, in fact, one of that statement by Sifiso Meyiwa also came under scrutiny because there are issues around who commissioned it, who the commissioner of oath is.
And this was an issue raised by the judge as well, as it was being presented in court.
Absolutely. This was an issue that was raised by the judge because, remember, a statement needs to be properly commissioned.
And deposed, yeah.
And deposed. So those are the questions that were raised. So they used other statements as well to say there are people that have said, for example, Tumelo Madlala is reportedly told a Mr. Thope that Senzo Meyiwa was shot by mistake. The state coming in there saying Tumelo Madlala was asked those questions when he was testifying in court, and he said that assertion alone is not true. But they've gone on, of course, to even challenge the issue of the firearm itself.
So I wonder where this is all going to leave, you know, which version the public, but more importantly the family, will be able to pin their beliefs on in terms of what actually happened that robbed them of their son. Mngomezulu yesterday presenting this in court, Senzo was shot dead, Longwe shot himself on his ankle, and you can see the memes already on social media that he shot himself in the foot in this particular event. And the other shot was fired onto the floor, injuring Zandi. As you say, there was this relationship between the two, and it seems, by this scenario that's being painted, that Senzo just found himself in the middle of a really bad situation.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the court of law, Ivan, is that it deals with evidence. So in support of what the defense is saying, they would need to prove to the court and bring evidence to prove to the court that there is this information that we have that could offer a different version that the court would need to consider. And that is why Thulani Mngomezulu, who's representing accused number 1, is saying that what they are saying is not necessarily based on the state's case, but the witnesses that they will call. You'll remember the state has laid extensive evidence, brought witnesses to testify even about, technical aspects, cell phones, the gun itself. They brought a ballistics expert. It's interesting that the defense wants to challenge the issue of the gun when they've not even cross-examined the ballistics expert to say, you say it is a 9mm, we say it was a revolver. But that's why they're now saying that in support of what they're saying, they will bring witnesses who will tell the court that their version is true. And amongst those witnesses, they say that they'll be calling Sifiso Meyiwa. You'll remember they asked the state whether
they would use him or not.
Yeah, they'll bring Sifiso Meyiwa. They want to subpoena Kelly Khumalo because the state is on record as having said that they will not bring Kelly Khumalo, so they will subpoena Kelly Khumalo. And they will also subpoena music producer Sgt Twala, who's the father of Longwe Twala.
Interesting and exciting. Well, I guess for the viewing public it's exciting in a way, but interesting days ahead in terms of what evidence will be presented, what will be found to have veracity, and what the court ultimately believes. Linda, it continues today. We'll take our viewers there to the court, Pretoria High Court, just after 10 o'clock this morning. Thank you very much. Linda Mnisi is watching that story for us.